I look up and there's a car inside of my house, and I hear a woman screaming, "Ah!" And I'm just like, hey, what's going on, everybody? Steve here. Today I wanted to do a little story time episode and talk about the crazy life that I've been living over the last 4 months or so. Now, if you follow my channel and you watch, my videos, you might have seen an update video from over 4 months ago when I had a woman drive her car through my house. And it would be an understatement if I said life's been a little bit crazy, right? So let me take you back to, I think this was it August or September? It was around that time. I posted a video. I posted it on Instagram, YouTube. I shared what happened, but I want to give everybody a recap of what's been going on and just bring you into my life for a little bit. So about 4 months ago, a little over 4 months ago, I was enjoying a Saturday. I believe it was a Saturday, afternoon. And I was actually in my garage that I have completely remodeled. I was working on my Amazon business. As you know, I buy items from eBay, flip them on Amazon. So we have stuff come to the house almost every day. And then we, bring it into the garage, we prep everything, and then I list it using my E2A master sheet, get it all shipped out, and then send it to Amazon, right? That's my business, right? In a nutshell. So I was working on my business, just a normal Saturday. I don't know, I'd probably gotten a couple boxes out. I still had 3-4 hours. I was in the kitchen, taking a break, having some coffee. I was actually making some sweet potato, and I was like, oh man, I'm burning the sweet potato. That was the last thing I thought, was like, oh man, I burned the sweet potato. And all of a sudden I hear an explosion. And my first thought is, because I have a sauna down in my basement, I was like, what the did I do? I am a complete I blew my sauna up. Like, it sounded like I was at war. And then my next thought is like, I have 2 cats, Harry and Potter. They're always hanging out downstairs. So I freaked out and I started running around. I wasn't even thinking straight. And before I even went down, I was like, I looked outside, I walked out my front door. I'm in my driveway right now. And I'm like, was there a car accident in front of my house? Cause it sounded like something exploded in my house, but maybe it was outside because I'm somewhat on a main road and I didn't see anything. And I ran downstairs and there's literally, I can't believe it, I still remember looking and I'm seeing all this debris on the ground. And I'm like, oh, maybe my cats, jumped on top of the fridge and knocked over something. And I look up and there's a freaking car inside of my house and I hear a woman screaming, "Ah!" And I'm just like, and I'll put some pictures on the screen so you can see it. I mean, it was absolutely unbelievable. And I mean, we went out, she was okay. She was perfectly fine. My cat, I remember before I went downstairs, my cat Harry ran up to the top of the stairs and he's looking in both of his ears. If anyone has cats, when a cat's scared, both of its ears are up like antennas. And I'm like, what the is going on? I still remember that. But yeah, she got hit from behind, and I'm gonna see if I could roll some footage on this video. We actually have a clip. The neighbor caught it from their camera. Unfortunately, my camera, it didn't have the angle, but she got hit from behind at this little area where you could take a left-hand turn, and she flew 50 yards into my house at 10 miles per hour. She was an older woman. I don't say this to be disrespectful, but just based on her appearance, it looks like maybe she was involved in drugs or something like that. Not at the time, but you can just tell, I don't know. I'm not going to go into it, but regardless, she freaking panicked. She got hit from behind at 10 miles per hour and flew into my house. And yeah, she's okay. She's perfectly fine. She actually was the sister to one of my neighbors down there. So, I have a little joke with my girlfriend and my family. Now it's I got to worry every time the sister comes into town. Is she going to come flying into my house? But the crazy thing about this whole thing is they condemned my house. They literally said, you can't go into your house. It's unsafe, blah, 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 blah. And for months, I couldn't even go into my house. They wouldn't let me go into my house. And my Amazon sales, I made videos about this. My Amazon sales tanked. At the time, I had scaled up to record numbers. I think it was 50 or 60K. And I was so proud. I was so excited. I had a big goal to do 750,000 in the year 2023. And I was on pace. I was hitting record numbers in my eBay to Amazon business. And then all of a sudden, I want to share something. A couple weeks before, matter of fact, a month before, I was traveling. I was on vacation. I went on a cruise with my girlfriend. We had a blast. We went to the Caribbean. I mean, it was amazing. And while I was on vacation, I had my virtual assistant spend about $50,000. Like, we spent a ton of money gearing up for Q4, right? Because when you're running an Amazon business, how do you grow your business? Considering you source items with a good sell-through rate, good ROI and profit, you got to spend more money. It's a capital game. Anyone who has any experience with Amazon knows it's all about capital if you want to scale. So we spent a ton of money, and guess what? It was all in my garage, and literally they're threatening me. If you come, you're going to get in trouble. You're going to get fined, blah, blah, blah. There was a big sign on my freaking house. And the crazy thing is, is, like, they took out the corner of my house, which was, you know, part of like what was holding up the house. They took out my hot tub. I mean, it was just an absolute mess. And for the next couple months, my sales dropped from, I was at 50 or 60K, right? And I put posts in my group. So anyone who's in my eBay to Amazon masterclass, or, you know, you're in our inner circle, like, you know, our mentorship, I shared screenshots and I broke it all down. I mean, my sales dropped off like freaking 80%, 70%, right? It went all the way down, I think at one point to $17,000 a month. Why? Because all my inventory was selling out and I wasn't replenishing my inventory, and it's pretty rough, okay? So eventually it got to the point, right? And I don't know if I should be sharing this here or not, but hey, it is what it is. Eventually, after a couple months, I said, you wanna know what? I'm not playing this game, okay? We had engineers come to the house. We had people come. The house was 100% safe, okay? The problem is nobody wants to take liability, so nobody's putting it in the reports. We had like 3 different people here saying the house is safe. So I was at the point where I was like, you know what? I'm coming in the freaking house, okay? I've got all this money. I've got my business. The town isn't helping me. They're being a pain in the ass. The guy who's running the town, the inspector, not helpful, disrespectful, like just a pain in the butt. So I said, you know what? I'm getting back into my house, and I came back into my house and I got everything shipped out. I ended up having an electrician come. We got the power reinstated and we got some stuff fixed up, and I ended up getting everything shipped out. And I said, you want to know what? I'm just going to run my business from here. And I eventually did. And I eventually ended up getting a prep center because of this whole event. And long story short, I said to myself, I'm not going to let this hold me back. Okay. And still till this day, going on 5 months, there hasn't been a freaking nail hammered in. My house is still messed up. There's still a sign on the front door. The town is being a complete pain in the you know what. There's a ton of red tape with insurance. They've got us living in an apartment right now. But guess what? I did not let that hold me back. And I don't share this to say I'm anything special, right? This is for all of you guys. If life hits you, right? Or if life gives you lemonade, right? Or lemons, right? Make lemonade, however that saying goes. If you're dealt a set of cards, you got to play them. And I said, you want to know what? I'm just going back in my house. Find me, right? Luckily, I never did. Maybe after this video, they will. But either way, we've had multiple people come here. The house is perfectly fine. It's safe. We're getting very close to having work begin after 5 months. But guess what? I ended up shipping everything back in. I got my sales back up to 50. I started using a prep center. We started buying again. We got the systems going and flowing. And guess what? Ended up hitting record months. I had a 30-day period within December where I did over $120,000. And while I didn't hit my goal of $750,000, we came just shy of $700,000 in total revenue with about a 25% profit margin. So we made well into, you know, the 6 figures. I'd say about 150,000, give or take, in total profit. Of course, that's, you know, before taxes. And obviously I have part of that money that I have to reinvest back into the business to buy items every single month. And this is things that, you know, people don't tell you, but when you're running a business, you know, you have a team you have to pay taxes at the end of the day. You have to continue to buy inventory. There are returns, there are, you know, bad buys, so on and so forth. But I made a nice 6-figure salary even after this situation happened. Again, not to go into too many of the details, because I'm sure, you know, a lot of you guys just want to know, like, well, what's going on, right? What's the deal moving forward? Honestly, I'm just waiting. We have another set of engineers coming. The town literally wants reports drawn out a specific way. We're doing everything we possibly can to get back into the house. But at this point, you know, it's just a waiting game. I've already been paid the money from insurance and everything. It's just, we're literally waiting for the engineers and waiting for these reports. It's, you know, it's annoying, but at the end of the day, I almost feel like I'm on vacation. They've got us put up in a really nice apartment in a nice part of town. They've got a Whole Foods that's being built over here. You know, there's a beautiful trail behind the apartment. So I feel like I'm on vacation, right? We ended up getting a new kitty during that time period. So we got 3 cats now. The business is hitting record numbers. You know, this month will probably be, you know, I'm hoping to do a 50, 60K. Usually January, you know, for me personally, it's like, you know, I'm kind of burnt out from Q4. Usually in January's, you know, like I think last January it was like 15 or 20 I did, and before was even less. So this year I'm hoping to double that. And again, for anyone who's been watching my videos, the goal is 7 figures, right? I want to do $1 million in sales in 2024, mostly with eBay to Amazon, but I'm also going to be adding wholesale into the mix. So for anyone who's been watching any of my videos recently, I'm going to be adding wholesale into the mix, maybe 10 to 20%. I said 30%, but I think that's going to be a little too much because I don't want to disrupt my business model. I mean, again, not to toot my own horn, but it is what it is. And again, I'm not telling you to do eBay to Amazon, but I am killing it with eBay to Amazon right now. And, you know, I'm not going to give up those profits, right? If you're killing it with thrifting or RA or eBay, like, don't stop doing it to start something new. Like, add a little bit of that new model to the mix, 5%, 10%, and slowly build into into it, because anytime you start anything new, you know, wholesale or private, whatever it is, right? Whatever you're trying to ascend to, you're obviously going to make mistakes. It's going to be slow. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. You have to figure it out, right? And you might have a little bit of success, but then you're going to go into a, matter of fact, Alex Hormozy made a video about this. Most people quit because they realize after a while, and this could be with wholesale, eBay to Amazon, everything, that the grass isn't always greener on the other side. And there's a certain way you have to do things to succeed. And most people quit because they're like, damn, this wasn't as easy as I thought. And you have to get to this, like this lull or this low period where you have to figure out how to make it work. And I know the same thing's going to happen with wholesale, right? That happened with me with eBay to Amazon. That happened to me with thrifting when I transitioned from eBay, you know, just like selling clothes and stuff, to Amazon. So I'm excited about 2024. I'm not going to let this house situation hold me back, right? I'm actually grateful for this situation. It inspired me to get a prep center. So, you know, that's been a really great experience. And there's been learning curves there, right? I'm not going to lie to you. It hasn't been all sunshine, but it's been pretty smooth, surprisingly. And I think I was able to make it a bit easier than what I've heard from other people who transitioned to a prep center, because I paid people to help coach me how to set up my relationship with the prep center, how to set up the sheets, how to work the software, right? And every prep center is going to be a little bit different, but that's my big thing. When I get into anything new now, I just want to pay people to literally help me and teach me and support me without, you know, Mr. Bozo McGillicuddy trying to figure it out all on his own, right? I like to put my ego aside and be like, you want to know what? I've never gone down this road. Let's hire someone to help me, or let's set up a coaching call. Let's pay somebody. Let's network with somebody in the community, you know, to help me to speed up the process. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why the prep center has been so smooth at this point. But I know I'm going to hit some roadblocks with it, but that's part of the business. So I'm grateful for this accident. It helped me realize, you know, I don't have to do everything from my house. As cool as it is to post pictures on social media of like all the items coming, and, you know, I redid my garage, so on and so forth. It made me realize, wow, like I can outsource this whole business. And now I have all my items at this point now are going to the prep center. Like, well, I'd say 98%. I was going to have about 10% come here, but I'm going to actually just try to outsource as much as possible. But now I got this nice garage that's redone. For anyone who's seen that video on my channel, I redid the whole garage. I mean, we got a heating AC system in there. We redid the floors, we painted, we made it nice. So now I got to figure out what the heck am I going to do with the garage, right? But yeah, I mean, that's the situation, right? We're in January, early January 2024. It's going on 4 or 5 months, whatever the date was, it happened. Nothing's done yet, right? Nothing's done. I did get my hot tub fixed though, so that's about it. But that's it. You know, when life smacks you in the face, you're either going to fall down, quit, and give up and be like, oh, this is a sign from the universe to quit. And you say, you want to know what? I've worked too freaking hard to let this hold me back. And you want to know what? Sometimes you're going to have a month or two, like I did, where you're going to get knocked down, but get back up, okay? I don't know what you're dealing with in your life right now, but get back up. If you want to succeed, it's not going to be easy. Amazon's not easy. Flipping from eBay to Amazon is not easy. Running a business in general is not easy, okay? So if you're looking to make money doing something easy and passive, this ain't the channel for you. Amazon's not the business for you. You might want to go, you know, put your money in some crypto and, you know, hope and pray for the best, right? That'll be easy to make a ton of money or easy to lose a lot of money, depending on, you know, if you pick the right crypto or, you know, if you time the market perfectly. So that's it. That's the update. That's my life. Everything's going well. I'm grateful. Just want to share what's happening, and I appreciate you all. Much love, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.